Alright, we're over here at HPP Racing with the owner of In-Depth Customs. Tell us a little about what you just did to this car behind you.
Had the car dropped off Sunday afternoon. By Monday afternoon we had it blocked down, just about prepped, ready for paint. Had to adjust some door gaps to the fenders. Had to make a couple custom funnels for the hood. Fit the center section of the intake to the hood form as well. By Tuesday afternoon we had the body in the booth. Masked up, ready to go. We got about 5 coats of jet black paint on it, about 9 coats of clear on it. By about Wednesday afternoon we finished the body work on the hood and the fiberglass front end and doors. Got all that stuff shot in gloss black paint. Went ahead and finished the hood with our aluminum, brushed aluminum stripes down the middle. By Thursday afternoon we had it sanded and buffed, and by Friday afternoon they came and picked the car up.
Wow, you guys got it done pretty quick. It's hard to kind of see in the video here, but these stripes, I mean, the video really doesn't do it justice. When you get it out in the sunlight, that thing pops. So, how long have you guys been in business over there?
We've been in our current Denton location for about 2 years. We've been in business for about 7. We just got our new state-of-the-art paint booth about 2 years ago when we moved into the Denton location. So been expanding our business more towards the car stuff as well once we got the booth up and going. We've primarily do Harley Davidson maintenance work, custom builds, do performance work as well. We have a Dyno. We do custom motor builds and tunes as well.
That's cool. That's cool. So this is probably one of your higher profile clients that you've had?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys did a knockout job on this. Like I said on video, it really doesn't do it justice, but this thing is going to look awesome, and you guys did a knockout job on it. All right, today we're out here at HPP Racing with Mr. Wendell from Mr. Wendell's Motorsports. He is also the PR spokesman for Monza. We got Monza over here on the right. And I got just a couple questions for you today. Why did you switch from nitrous to turbo?
That's a good question. I mean, if you look at all the no preps and what's going on Street Outlaws, it seems the turbo cars are kind of starting to dominate.
Right.
There's a big nitrous shortage. Nitrous is stupid expensive now. Shit's like $7 a pound. And one of my best friends, Monty Smith, was my nitrous guru, died. And I don't know, I just think it's time for a change.
I got you.
I don't have him in my back pocket anymore. Every time I look at a nitrous bottle or solenoids, it reminds me of him. I think it was just time to move on and try something else.
Right. Okay. And how did the change go from the 762 to the 481X? How did that happen?
Me and Wendell walked into the PRI show on Thursday morning, and he said, if there was anything you could get out of here while we're here, what would you like to do? And I said, I would like to have a badass twin turbo setup in my car. And he said, all right, let me work on that. And then shit, within an hour, we had met with Manny, Precision Turbo, Turbo Smart. I mean, everything just kind of fell right into place, and it was like it was meant to be.
That's awesome. All right, so you switched from nitrous to turbo, and obviously your goal is to be #1 on the list. What's your drive to be #1 on the list?
This is kind of a long story, so bear with me for a minute, but back during season 10, one night I was at my parents' house visiting my parents, and I left to get in the truck to leave, and my dad walks up to the window of my truck. My dad's 77 years old, so he's not in as good a health as he used to be. And he said, "Son, you know, I'm getting kind of old." He said, "I sure would like to see you get back to that #1 spot before something happens to me." And I said, "Dad, I'm giving it hell. You know, this is not an easy task." But it was at that point I figured out I needed to do something drastic. Get me a faster car and give it hell and see if I can't get my ass back to #1, make my pops proud before something happens to him.
All right, so what does the new build consist of?
A lot of parts.
Yeah, a lot of parts, a lot of money, a lot of sponsors. The car right now has a Pro Line 481X in it, Stage 2 481X, a pair of Precision Pro Mod 98 turbos, Fuel Tech. We put a brand new Mark Williams full floater rear end in it. Mr. Wendell's 3-speed turbo 400, Pro Torque converter. Car has the best of everything from front to back. I don't know if anything we could have done any better.
All right, on this new build, would there be anything that you wanted to change?
Like I said earlier, I mean, we put the best of everything in this car from front to back. It just made crazy stupid numbers on the dyno. I mean, HPP done a flawless job of everything they did on the car. I don't know that there's anything on the car I would change. I mean, that's basically my dream car sitting there right now. It's
a piece of art.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that could be any better, from the paint to the piping to the engine combo, fuel management, boost controllers. I mean, it's all the best of everything.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything we could have did any better.
Do you have a lot of faith in this build right now?
After just watching the dyno and the smiles on Manny's face, and what we've done in the last 4 weeks to put it on the dyno like that, and everything worked flawlessly, I'm not concerned about nothing. That thing's ready to go race. We're going to have it to the track here in a couple of days, and we're going to be ready to kick some ass.
Yeah, faith is a good word. That's a great word, because faith is what you got to have to make this work. And I'm telling you, man, this is going to be off the charts.
All right, so is this a real steel car still, or is this all fiberglass and carbon fiber and everything like that?
This is a real steel roof and quarters, rolled off the GM assembly line car.
The number.
A-pillars, rockers, VIN number, everything still. Dash is still on the car. Yes, this is a real deal GM assembly body.
All right. So obviously you have some new parts. Do you have any new sponsors on board with you guys?
We got a ton of new sponsors. I mean, probably more than we can mention with the amount of video footage you can get.
Right.
We'll probably just mention some of the main guys that helped us the most. First of all, HPP Racing. I mean, them guys, they're top notch. They've been over backwards.
A lot of late
Fed
nights.
me. I mean, spent the last 28 days, day and night, working on this car, and some really good guys. I also made some really good friends out of this deal. Precision Turbo, big sponsor.
Yeah, Rogers really stepped up for you at PRI.
Roger's the man at Precision.
Yep.
Turbo Smart was really good to us. Vibrant Stainless Works. I mean,
Good people.
yeah.
Really easy to work with.
In-Depth Customs, they painted the car in 5 days. We took him a car, he did all the body work, painted it, had it, I mean, nicest paint job the car's ever had,
Yeah.
and he did it in 5 days.
Kudos to that. Yeah.
He's a badass. Fuel Tech, for sure. That Fuel Tech's some badass stuff. Amsoil oils and stuff. I mean, they really took good care of us. TRE Racing Engines, Taylor Lassiter, he's building mine. I have a brand new Stage 4 481X being built. This motor that is in the car is actually going to be the spare, but we're going to run it because there was 6 weeks out on blocks and this and that. So we bought that one to run until the new one's done. Then I'll have a spare sitting on the floor. And this guy here, none of this would have happened without this big chunk. He pretty much put this whole thing together and this kept me calm and kept me from killing anybody while all this was going on. So
Body count 0.
Between him and I owe most all this to him and HPP. I mean, this whole deal was these guys, some really good friends.
All right, so you do a lot of street racing. You're going to do some of the no prep kings, obviously. Do you have any idea if you're going to do a little bit radial racing?
I mean, right now, I've got a really full plate for 2018, but there's 2 races a year I would like to do the radial deal, Dutch races. I'd like to be a part of that. So if this combo's as fast as I think it's going to be, and we get a grip on it real fast, then yeah, I would definitely like to at least do the 2 Dutch races every year. I mean, that's the baddest guys around. So if I can go compete with them guys, you know, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Sure.
Stevie Fast's a bad mofo. Dwayne Mills, if I can go run with them guys on a 315 drag radio or something, yeah, that'd be badass.
All right, so you have your twin turbo set up now. You got a lot of horsepower on tap. Who are you most excited to go race right now?
Well, at the end of last season, I lost 3 spots on the list because of some little chicken shits taking my spot when my car was broke. So them 3 got a big bullseye on their back. I'm coming with a vengeance, and I don't need to say no names. They know who they are, but it's coming, boys. Bet on that.
All right, we're out at HPP Racing with Ozzy from HPP and Manny from HPP. And today we're going to talk a little about a new build that came to their shop, and it happens to be Monza from Street Outlaws. All right, tell us a little bit about the ECU setup, power management, etc. on that car.
So I'm going to be doing all the tuning, and my choice for computer system on that was Fuel Tech. The reason we chose Fuel Tech is it can control everything in one system. It does all your ignition, it does all your fuel, everything. There's no need for any add-on parts, and it's a really good system. You put your desired air fuel in there, and it will adjust live while you're wide open throttle if it needs to make any adjustments to keep your air fuel exactly where it needs to be. I've used it on a couple cars, and it works top of the line. So when he said we want the best system on this car, Fuel Tech was our choice.
All right. I also noticed that you're using a Ams Boost Controller.
Yeah, the Fuel Tech has the capability of doing boost control, but when it came to this, he specifically told me he wanted whatever I was most comfortable with. I've been using Ams Boost Controllers for 10-15 years. I'm really familiar with them. I have maps ready to go, and that was my boost controller of choice. I have my knob on there where I can choose 5 settings, so whether he's street racing or no prep racing or wherever we're at, I can have 5 tune-ups in there, and we can just pick on the fly whatever we need to use.
All right, guys, go ahead and tell me a little bit about HPP Racing.
Well, HPP was started back about 1999. We started mostly with street cars at the track, at the street. We slowly built a big customer base. We've been blessed really with all these customers that have got us to this point that give us the opportunity to work on their cars, from headers, turbos, superchargers, anything we've been able to get our hands on, we'll work on it. We've got a great team. Brad in the office that holds the shop down. We got Brandon inside the shop. We got Scott. We got from engine builders to fabricators. Anything you need, we can get it done out here.
Are you guys pretty excited about working with Monza?
I would have to say we're pretty damn excited. Yeah, it's a big opportunity for us. We've worked with a lot of big people. Boosted Ego, Sean Wilhoit. Manny's been tuning for a long time, and he's gotten a lot of these big guys from nothing to contenders and winners. And then when we got a guy like Monza that comes into our camp, it's definitely giving us the opportunity to go to the next level and show people what we can do with, you know, just whenever we get the opportunity to build our dream car.
That's awesome. All All right, obviously Monza is now twin turbo, switch from nitrous. What did you guys have to change?
So that car came here as pretty much a roller with an engine in it. He had his chassis shop fit the engine in the car, and when it came here, there was not a single wire in the car, nothing, just a roller with an engine in it. And we had a really strict timeline in getting this thing done. We've spent 10 to 15 hours a day for 4 weeks straight. All of us, it's been a big group effort from all the guys in the shop. We've had, you know, Brian Hodges, Jay, me, all of us, you know, doing fabrication on the car pretty much all day long. And man, I couldn't be happier with how all the piping laid out and the whole system. And it, from what we just saw on the dyno, it's all working flawless.
All right, obviously you guys just finished up Monza's car. Do you also work on like your average Joe car as well, or is it just bigger projects?
No, we tackle on anything, small projects, big projects, just as simple as an oil change. You know, anything you want to get done, we'll get it done on the car. That's how we started from the beginning, was with small jobs, medium jobs, big jobs, and we don't want to go away from that or turn anybody away because they want to come. All the support we've had throughout these years, we want to keep it the same way. Any job, we can tackle it.
All right, so when you're doing like a huge project like you just got finished with, who do you guys look for as far as manufacturers, or what materials you usually use?
Man, from the beginning when we talked to him, everything was supposed to be 100%. The best stuff that can be used on this car is what we wanted to use. So for example, turbos, you know, Precision Turbo is the best there is out there. So we got some badass Precision 76mm turbos on there. And then you got to control those things. So to control them, you know, Turbo Smart is what I've been using for a long time. And with Turbo Smart, I get really accurate boost control. And you know, and also we use their blow-off valves. And then, you know, we need the best piping. And when it comes to the best piping, we used a little bit of both. We got some stuff from Vibrant, and we got some stuff from Race Part Solutions. They both have really high quality components. And then, yeah, fuck that one.
All right, so when you guys are doing a big build, or you know, your normal day-to-day build, what vendors or what suppliers do you use for your parts?
From the beginning of this build, Jerry said he wanted everything top of the line, the best parts that we can get on it. He did not want to spare any expense. And when it comes to that, when it comes to turbos, my go-to place is Precision Turbo. And we were able to get some badass 76mm turbos from them, and then you got to control it all. And when it comes to boost control, in my opinion, you can't get any better than Turbo Smart. I've been using them for years. We got their wastegates on the car and their boost blow-off valves. And then, you know, from there you got to get all the piping. We got all of our header materials from Stainless Works, who does, you know, real high quality materials and headers. And then we used Vibrant for some of the materials and clamps, and we also used Race Part Solutions for some of the materials. And then after it was all done, we had All-Star powder coating, get it all powder coated for us, and we couldn't be happier with the result of all of it.
Also, besides all the manufacturers, we, you know, getting all the help from Brad, the guys at the shop, everybody helped put this together, make sure the car goes straight and work and be competitive. I mean, some of the guys that really helped out are pretty talented.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to have Josh Lindsay right around the corner. He is probably the suspension god, and he came out here. We were able to time everything perfectly right, and as soon as we got the car put together, he came out, set up all the suspension, gives us measurements of everything, and he's always there with the support if we need help at the track. We also have people like Earl Holder, who was here countless hours. The car did not have one wire in it when it came here. He wired up the whole car, and to wire up a whole car like that and everything, and he's 100% confident that when you put battery to it, everything was gonna work flawlessly, and it did.
Yeah, he came through big time.
We also had, you know, Brian Hodges out here and Jay Garcia laying down some badass welds all over that kit. We all worked on it together. it came out awesome, and it took perfect timing from everybody to come together. We had Chad Klodner cut out some exhaust rings for us. Couldn't appreciate it more. I give him a little template, and the next day he cuts me out 2 exhaust rings. Everybody came together. It was a big group effort, and it all turned out badass.
For sure, it was awesome. Great job.